can't go out that way.
No, no, it's the toughest role in the gym.
Dude, does he, now that he has a match for Sprawl on the Berg, is he like upped his own intensity in the gym? Can you tell?
Yeah, for sure. And without a doubt. Like every Wednesday, we'll do a 2-hour class, and then we do like half a Murph or like Versa climber and push-ups and takedowns after that. It's just, that man's, I don't know how he does it. I don't. I really don't.
Half a Murph, same as the first.
It's rough. It's rough.
You guys ending with the Versa climber is legendary, though.
Yeah,
like
that's one thing that I noticed that really helped my fight camps and my conditioning is like getting on there and when it's working, you try to get the highest score.
Mm-hmm.
In my last fight camp, I almost got 300. That's the high score, 295 in a minute. So I'm trying to push that every time. I told Isaac this time I get 300, but the batteries went missing. I did not make him go missing. I was even Googling on Amazon a new thing to put the batteries in because I want the 300. You know what I mean? I want to be like, yeah, I got that.
Who like hates the Versa climber and the record, because that's who I would check for stealing the batteries.
Right. That's what I told Lucas.
Who has the current record? Okay, so
so you didn't take it.
I told Lucas, I think it was him, because he was looking for a battery, and then all of a sudden the thing went missing, and now we just do it we just do it for time.
Talk about Siebert?
No,
Lucas Jones.
Lucas Jones, yeah.
Lucas Jones. That doesn't sound good, young man. I think we got a thief in the building.
I'm not gonna lie, that is one of the best blue belts that I know. Like that.
That's Liam's brother, right?
No. Totally. I thought that for years, dude.
Yeah, it's his older brother.
That's hilarious. Dude, Lucas is sick. I didn't know he was only a blue belt. That's nuts.
He'll catch me and stuff all the time, and I'm like, I get up and I'm like, I wish I could punch you right now. Like, he's just good. He trains every time he trains every day hard. You know, it's just hard work. You know.
I mean, that whole gym is just killers start to finish, especially when you're talking about grappling. I mean, everybody there can hold their own and then some.
I was talking to someone the other day about even the Joe Schmoes, like random dude off the street, give me hard rolls, and I get mad about it because I'm like, you don't fight, you don't compete. Not mad, but you know what I mean. I'm like,
why should you be able to do that?
Yeah, like, how are you doing this to me? What the heck, dude? But it's good. It's good for the whole, so the whole gym. It's everyone in there knows what it's about, you know.
Do you ever get in on those like younger kids wrestling classes?
All the time.
Yeah.
I get beat up by high school kids all the time. All the time. And it's humbling.
It's like a different world. That whole area is just like, they're just a bunch of killer kids.
Yeah, and it's rough because I'll go back to work and I'll miss a couple wrestling practices, and the first one back, every time I get taken down and I feel like I'm a stone, like I hit the ground and I can't move. And then like a couple weeks later I'll hit the ground and I'll start transitioning up. But it's like you feel like you're a rock and you just get stuck on the ground. Because these kids
like a stone.
They've been doing it since they were 6, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're savages. And they've
been doing it with Isaac.
Yeah, and they love the fact that they can beat up the MMA fighters, you know, and we can't hit them, we can't do anything. But they're all good. They're all good kids. They all push me. They all make sure that no one gets hurt, you know what I mean? But they give it to you.
Yeah.
Any chance they can.
Do you notice so obviously you're on a 3-fight winning streak right now. You're kind of like hitting your stride as a pro fighter. Do you notice a bigger target on your back in practice now as you like start getting more successful? People are like, we need to humble Patton a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes, yeah, for sure. Like it's when they can see I'm like kind of like not tired because I try not to show it, but I'm like feeling a little bit. That's when they like crank it up a little bit, and you just gotta weather the storm. And then eventually it's your turn, you know. And I love when it's my turn, you know. That's all you gotta do, weather the storm.
Dude, that was one thing in the Rico Talley fight specifically. I remember you weathered that early round 1 storm, and then from there, man, you just started putting it on him. And by the end, you were in full control. You were feeling it, feeling the crowd. You were loving it. You could tell you were just in the zone. Is that something that you think is just kind of inside you, that ability to weather the storm, or is that something you had to develop?
I mean, I wasn't. You guys can look at my amateur career and my fight. I wasn't always the most technical. But I never quit. Like I remember,
you were the feisty dude that like wouldn't go away.
Dude, ask Kama. So next time you talk to Kama, ask Kama about the advanced MMA class when I first started. He weeded everyone else out of that class, and it'd be me and him sparring every Tuesday and Thursday with little gloves on. And my nose would be leaking blood, and I'd come back every Tuesday and Thursday and take my butt whooping like a man, you know. But he's like, I just wanted to see if you could do it. Like, yeah,
that's great.
But that's like, you got to kill me. Like, I'm not gonna stop. You know what I mean?
Or rip your toe off.
Yeah. Right. Right.
God, that's an image I wish I could unsee. But you can't.
No.
First of all, your feet aren't pretty, right?
No,
like you have guy feet. Like they're not good looking. No. And then when a toe is dangling off, like
the bone's sticking out,
it just isn't pretty.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. And I'm sitting there in the back and driven to the hospital smiling and stuff. It didn't hurt until we got to the hospital and they're pulling on it and whatnot.
Who were you scheduled? You had a fight scheduled.
Yeah, I don't even remember who it was. It was amateur for IT Iron Tigers.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was right after
Scott Sheely.
Maybe, yeah. And I was getting ready for it. We were probably like
that's the promoter.
Oh, I thought you meant I don't even remember who I was supposed to be fighting. But we were probably only like a week or two into training, like getting ready for it. And me and Shaka, he was Southpaw lead and I was Orthodox, and I must have stepped too hard or he stepped too hard. It was the end of the round.
I thought you were signed for us. I thought that was your first fight. Like you were supposed to, your first fight for us. Cause you texted me that picture.
No, cause it might have been. Maybe.
And I was like, bro, well, maybe it wasn't.
I swear it was right after I just won a fight and I signed to go right again. And then it was like the first or second week into like the actual camp of turning it up. And I remember at the end of the round, it was at the end of the round, like at the buzzer. And John De Jesus looked at me and he said, "Don't look down." So I looked down. I was like, dude, what?
Whatever you do.
That's what he said.
Never look down.
He's like, "Don't look down." And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And I looked down. I'm like, oh my God.
Did you just feel like a pain that was just like a normal pain?
It didn't hurt.
At all?
No.
That's wild.
Not at all. Not until I got to the hospital and they I don't know how qualified these people were, but they started pulling on my toe, dangling, trying to pop it back in.
I don't know if that's how it works when it's like that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't.
It's not just like dislocated a little bit. That thing was.
No, I had to sleep all night with it like that, wrapped up. They just wrapped it up. And then the next morning, they
the next morning, the people that were qualified.
Yeah, the doctor came in because he was probably at home, didn't want to come in just for that. You know what I mean?
He was like, "Who was pulling on this?"
Yeah. Right. So, do you think this happened in 2018 or 2020? Because you had
2018.
Okay.
Yeah,
2018.
So that was Jared Bowman is who you were scheduled to fight.
No. Jared Bowman, I was supposed to fight him for
BCM.
Yeah, that. Bob, I forget his
last
name.
I'm telling you, you were supposed to fight for us.
Well, that was Cam Allgaier then.
That was COVID.
Well, Tapology's lying to me.
Well, just because, like, Tapology doesn't know when he signs a contract.
Yeah, it probably wasn't announced or nothing yet.
If they were legit, they would know.
Right, right.
You got to tell him, Danny Palm, leak it to Tapology. He's our Tapology guy now, so that's good. So we've got updated. You guys can check. Tapology. Sprawlenberg has a Tapology too. So that lineup, dude, when you go through that lineup from top to bottom, it's just nuts.
Oh, I know.
The people competing are crazy.
I know. All levels, too. Like, it's crazy. The talent that the jiu-jitsu in Pittsburgh now has is just ridiculous. And I can't believe you guys are bringing in Isaac's opponent and PJ Bar. Like, that's just, you guys, that's nuts. Dude.
Yeah. The card's sick. And Dempsey's opponent is huge. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm debating how I'm going to feel after weigh-ins if I want to stay and watch. Like, I'm going to want to stay and watch.
I know.
But I'm not going to want to be around people.
I know.
You know how I am in the back. I'm just, like, sitting here quiet. Like, just don't talk to me.
I was just going to ask you about that because, obviously, the cut to 45 has been a blessing for you because when you tried to make 35, dude, you could do it, but you looked like you were on death's door every time.
Right.
I was like, this isn't good, man.
Yeah.
But 45, you definitely got more energy. You seem a little more chipper. Still not fun for you by any means, but it's better. So how do you think you will handle that for Sprawlenberg? You think you're going to stick around or peace out?
I plan on bringing my meals and trying to find a microwave, eat my food, and then just hang out, as long as I can.
That's sick.
I want to see all my teammates and my coach do well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I seen him on here talking about he doesn't care about it. Not that he doesn't care, but his biggest concern was me winning my match.
Yeah.
And I messaged him right after. I'm like, Coach, I appreciate you so much. Like, you're the man. You have no idea. He's just
He did say that.
Different level of human being, man. That's just, it's nuts.
He's like, first of all, the number one priority is making sure Justin Patton gets a win on Saturday night.
Yeah,
I was like, of course.
Yeah,
Isaac would say that.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
It was around August 1st or 2nd. Because I texted you, I said, bro, oh my OMG, I'm so sorry. So I don't think you were fighting for us.
Nah, I swear it was like IT because who did I just fight before that? I literally just came off a win, and then I was just trying to turn it around and do it again. And
I texted you on August 4th. It says, how are you? Caden, my son, just said to me, Dad, I can't stop thinking about, remember Coach Patton? I can't stop thinking about his toe.
Can't stop thinking about his toe. Yeah, that was just pure brutality.
Yeah.
I mean, that toe is like, I mean, we have to show this. Like, we have to edit this in.
Yeah, we'll throw that on the screen.
Yeah,
dude.
That's nasty.
Yeah,
I never knew Bones were that white.
Well, it's nasty, and then you have the broken part too.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's just like,
I'm making
yeah.
got him with the classic dad joke there.
Oh, I got to pull out the dad jokes.
It's a good one. Dude, we talk about how incredible Isaac is. Have you ever seen him like less than awesome? What's his flaw? I need to ask everybody at the Mat Factory because he's like not a real human.
He's mean.
You know what I mean?
No,
He's mean.
He's not.
He's rude.
Dempsey's the mean cop at the gym. We're talking like ask anyone at the Mat Factory. Dempsey plays bad cop.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac won't even like. If Isaac's mad, you know you messed up.
Ooh.
Like
what is Mad Isaac?
Yeah,
look like?
we do a lot of hard work. Like harder work than we do already. Like it's like if he's in a good mood, you're gonna work hard. If you're in a bad mood, you're gonna work till you're dead. Like it's.
Does he like yell though, or is it just like he ups the intensity? Does he like?
How do you know?
Yeah.
Like, is it a look in his eye?
Yeah, kind of. I've only
Okay.
seen him yell like one time, and it was about fingernails because people kept scratching people.
Nice.
And now we have
And
a box.
and he like lost it.
Yeah, now he lined everyone up and did a fingernail check. Swear, I felt like we were in jail or something.
That's awesome.
And now him being the great guy that he is, he bought a box of fingernail clippers for the gym. Now everyone gets one. Like that's his different level. You know
Here's
what I mean?
the question:
That's
Is
insane.
Isaac too nice?
No, like
No?
no, because
Do people get away from stuff that they probably shouldn't?
No, because he's the type to come up to you in private, not in front of everyone, and confront you about any problems that you're having.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like he's a different level of human. I don't
I know, dude. I'm the same way.
Different level of human being.
I'm like, I will find that flaw.
Yeah. No, there's
His flaw, I'll tell you what it is. He doesn't have an 8-pack. Okay. Most of the
only
time,
6.
it's just a 6-pack.
That's
like,
true.
Like I'd run through if that man told me to run through a wall and I'm gonna win a fight, I'd run through the wall. Like there's nothing like anytime he tells me to go, you better go. I'm going. Like it
Dude,
ain't.
if he told me to run through a wall, I would die.
Yeah, that's what
I would do it
yeah,
though.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing that like the connection. It's just that man's different, and I know that like
What's his striking game like?
He's the worst to hold pads because he'll make you hit the pads. I've seen him do this to Jake Lowry. He's never done it to me because I'm usually running away anyways. He'll hit pads and then he chases you. So like you'll hit the pads, boom, boom, and then you got to get out because he's coming for you and he makes you circle so hard. I seen Jake Lowry like dying because he was he did it to Carly once too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like it's a wrestling coach holding pads, but it's you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what's the what's the biggest surprise? Like, so you moved to the Mat Factory. That became you had been there here and there before that, but when you finally moved over, what was the biggest surprise? Like, or who was the guy you competed with that you thought like, I didn't know that's shocked me.
A lot of the people there, like a lot of the people. I'm like my grappling's good, my wrestling's good, and I'm getting taken down by Joe Schmo from off the you know what I mean, from off the street. Dude just got off his full-time job, just came in and took me down and subbed me out. Like what?
Yeah.
But it's just surprising the talent in that room. It's nuts. All those people in the room that train with us could compete. Like they could. And I'm trying to always push Lucas Jones to take MMA fight. He's like, yeah, I want to start striking. I'm like, yeah, start striking. I want you to fight. Like, just wait till you think competing.
How old is he?
I think he's like 21. He's young. And he's good, and he takes wrestling class. I was like, get with my striking coach, Chris Williams. He'll get you right.
Yeah.
And then you'll take a fight, and you'll be putting these dudes out. I was like, your first fight though, I want you to go Imanari roll because they can't ground and pound. So you Imanari roll to their leg and just heel hook them, or straight ankle because you can't.
Yeah, you can't heel hook that.
Yeah, I was like, this is just straight ankle.
That's
because that'd be hilarious. Because you can't. I was like, you'll instantly go viral because you can't ground and pound, and people would love that. I would love it.
Oh, dude, yeah, Imanari rolls is just sick to watch. Do you remember that Flow Grappling had a video one time? It was in it went like so viral. I'm talking like millions upon millions of views. I forget the dude's name though. Do you remember Danny Palm? Hit a sick Imanari roll in competition. It blew up like crazy. People had really never seen him before.
Yeah.
And then if Lucas Jones would do that in an amateur MMA fight,
it'd be excellent.
I want that.
Yeah,
I definitely want
that's
that.
what I told him. He's like in a year or two. I'm like, in a year. You know, I'm trying to like push him.
Yeah.
I tell him every time he sells me, he owes me a 5-minute round of MMA.
Yes.
So he's
nice.
He's racking them up slowly but surely.
I mean, you know Lucas Jones obviously very well, and you know the level of grappling normally at novice MMA. I mean, he would clean house.
Yeah, for sure.
If he could get the fight down, and you know,
I've seen him. Now it's in the gym,
Mhm.
but I've seen him sub out black belts, brown belts, purple belts.
That's crazy.
It's the testament to our work. You know what I mean? He doesn't miss a class. He trains hard. If he's injured, he still comes in and trains what he can.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And no excuses. He just keeps working. That's all it is.
It also seems like he's super obsessed with grappling in general. Like he's always learning. The buggy choke got super popular from Rene Sousa and everybody. And then I saw him hit it in competition, Lucas Jones. So it's like he's clearly paying attention to like the trends and the new moves and always trying new stuff, evolving. So when you start that young, that's the key, right?
And he always tries to hit that on me. I found the kryptonite though. You just stand up.
The Derek Lewis.
I just start picking him up.
You just stand up. It's the Derek Lewis Black Beast method.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu doesn't work. Just stand up.
Yeah, right.
Have you ever seen that compilation of his of people like Derek Lewis being on the ground, dudes on top of him, side control mount, and he just stands up?
No,
like that's literally what he does.
That's
like
crazy.
It works.
A different level of power. I don't know.
Yeah, truly.
Black Beast.
Comma.
Yeah, that was Comma.
Yeah.
Comma's stunning upset, jumps over the fence in UFC. He's Black Beast.
That's the most Comma thing ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a Comma moment for sure. Like
beautiful,
without a doubt.
Dude, how long have you actually been training? Because since I've known Pittsburgh MMA, you've been a part of it. And you're not old at all. That's the crazy thing.
Well,
getting old.
I am for sure. That's without a doubt. I feel it. But I was probably like 19.
What are you, 27?
I'm turning 30 this year.
Dang.
Right? That's why everyone's like, you're younger than that. No, I swear I'm turning 30.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I thought you were 28. I was, yeah.
But
still.
Yeah, I'm getting old. It's crazy. But I feel like 30 to 35 is like your prime. You know what I mean?
Seems that way,
I'm starting to feel I feel like I'm strong now. Before I felt like I was a little kid. I finally feel like a man.
You got man
little man strength going on.
Got a little hair on my chest.
Oh, nice. We'll have to update your fight poster.
Right?
That little
3 curly hairs.
Right? I'll start drawing them on. I'll take a picture.
That's
Implant.
awesome.
No, but Kama came into my work at the time when I was
stripping
18, 19. Yeah, he started throwing once. No. I'm working in Muscle Maker down
Kama
the
doesn't
south
give
side.
out ones. Those were quarters.
Yeah.
He just throwing them at me. No, but I was working down at the south side at the Muscle Maker, and he came in, and my boss was like, this kid thinks he's tough. He's my neighbor. And my
your
neighbor,
boss is your neighbor.
my boss
Okay.
is my neighbor growing up. And he gave me a job, and I'm working there.
So he knew who Kama was?
No, Kama came in looking for a sponsorship.
Ah.
Okay.
And this kid thinks he's tough. You know, he thinks he can be a fighter. And Kama's like, yeah, come down to the gym, thinking I'd never come in.
Mm-hmm.
I go, and I never left. Like, I just was there every day, just training. I loved it, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I took my fair share of butt whoopings. Like, Mark Cherico, Ryan Areola, Kama, Jay Steve, Shaka, all those dudes used to put it on me, you know what I mean? And it's about who lasts. It's not about, you know what I mean? It's not who starts out as the front
He's
runner.
coming back.
Why does he keep coming back?
Yeah.
What's wrong with this kid?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I mean, I don't know, like, the stories from back then are legendary that, like, if you went to sparring at that gym on a Monday night, like, you were getting killed.
Yeah, you're getting, yeah. And we were just like, me and Shaka being like young at the time were just like punching bags that punch back. Like it was rough, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it was, sometimes I hated it. But
and the level of like the guys that were doing it to you was like top level strikers.
Yeah, and I didn't even have a fight yet or nothing. And it was it was tough, dude. But it's it definitely made me realize. That's why I think like some of these guys that like play spar and they touch and stuff, like that's all right for certain times, but sometimes you need to get in there and let it go. Like you know what I mean? Because your opponent that you're fighting is not just gonna touch you; he's gonna try to hurt you bad.
Yeah.
And if you get into this sport thinking it's a game and you can play, you're gonna get hurt. I've seen it plenty of times. I've seen people that weren't supposed to get in the cage, weren't ready to get in the cage. Their coach is like, "Yeah, it's fine." No, they got hurt. They got slept real quick. And I've seen someone get knocked out, then choked out.
Whoa.
And it's like that was at that hall in Harmerville. Back, what was that? Gladiators of the Cage. Yeah, but it's just I've seen bad fights happen.
Harmerville.
That's brutal.
Which place is that? Oh, that's that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The hall. I forget what kind of hall is it. But
we were just up there for a boxing match.
Oh, Cheswick?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
what is it? Teamsters.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Yeah. Is that what it's called?
There's some name for it. I can't.
It's like
the podcast is now us trying to remember a name.
It's like the Masonics, but it's not
Yes,
Masonic.
Masonic Temple.
Is it?
Is that
it? Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I was thinking there's a Masonic hall in Plum where I grew up, and I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to like just because it's
Mix
in my
them
memory.
up. Yeah.
What's the favorite venue you've ever fought at? Like,
Meadows. I'm undefeated at Meadows.
Yeah.
My dad brings it up.
Just
My
venue
dad brings
alone.
Meadows.
Yeah.
Because I'm undefeated. my dad's like, you should just fight there.
Well, there's some like that's the thing. Like our audience is too big to be in some of these cool smaller venues, but there's like the one Pinnacle show in the Pinnacle 15, Cherico, the one that Cherico fought Castilla.
Oh yeah,
Castillo and
I boxed there before.
Yeah, that place is cool. Like it's just not big enough.
I boxed there before. I was holding the banner for Mark's fight then.
Yeah,
and I can feel the energy in the room, and I'm sitting there holding the banner, shaking. Like I was nervous. I've never been like in front of that many people fighting. I guess I have, but I didn't think about it. But like I could feel just the way they were staring. Dude, I was scared. Like,
dude, the Meadows, like on the Brawlenberg 16.
Yeah.
Were you there?
Yeah.
You weren't on that. Yeah, you were.
Was I? It was the last
Yeah.
fight, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
Nah, I wasn't there.
I'm stupid. Just clip that, Dylan. When you watch a podcast, clip that. He just admitted it.
The energy that was in there was like crazy.
Yeah, it was like
crazy,
like riot energy.
Like
yeah, dude.
Like it was electric, and like if Lipari would have won,
it would have been even crazier. Yeah,
bro.
I'm surprised they didn't riot. He had so many people there. Like
seriously.
Yeah, that's.
If Lipari would have won, then your fight was next. Like a lot of those people had like either before your fight or after, like they were down, like right, and so they started like to head out, and like if that would have been the opposite way, dude, I can't imagine what the feeling would have been like building up to the main event and like co-main event.
Well, that's kind of the thing you talk about holding the banner for Cherico. Part of that energy, too, is that when it was a Mark Cherico fight in Pittsburgh, 50% of the crowd's there for him specifically. Like, his fights were extra nuts.
Yeah, that man sold out. Like, he sold so, like, that's who I want to be when I sell tickets. And I'm making
well, that's why we want to help you to get there. That's why we'll I've told you, like, if you want something, like, we'll try to make it happen. And, like, I want people to realize that, like, that's part of the job. Like part of the job of being an MMA fighter at the regional level is building your name up and building, like, your fan base up.
Yeah, that's how you get a look and a notice. You know
absolutely.
what I mean? They see, oh, this person brings this many people to a show, that we want them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because that's going to bring eyes to our TV, you know?
And that makes you a bigger priority to us, and it just works out for everyone. But there's so many people that get on a card and they're the local guy, and then they don't even sell tickets, and it's like, how are you not pushing? Like, we give you, like, the more tickets you sell, the higher percentage you make, and, like, that should encourage. And then
that encourages me. Trust me, I'm out here pedaling them on the streets.
And people will, but that's like, I hear the stories about Mark Cherico and how he would just, like, be like walking somewhere and he'd have his tickets on him all the time, and he'd like, hey, what are you doing this Friday? Like he would just ask everyone.
I carry mine with me everywhere. I'm not gonna lie.
That's awesome.
I was at the gym today at Legends of Pittsburgh, is where I do my strength and conditioning now, because Dave's in New York. And I seen some dude from high school and I was selling them tickets. Like, it's just, you know,
that's beautiful.
It's like, it's terrible, but it's like, you know, I'm trying to,
it's your job, man. I mean, you're a pro fighter. You gotta eat. The purses, like the pro purses at the regional level, are obviously not like UFC money. So you got to make your money on ticket sales, which obviously you do a very good job at. Does Carly help you sell as well? Does she take some?
Yeah, for sure. She'll definitely make sure her people get tickets, and she's always promoting me and pushing. I don't know, that girl. I told her actually on the way here, she was about to do yesterday or tomorrow. There's the Baddest Blue. It's competition of female blue belts. $100. Every girl puts $100 up. The winner gets $1,200.
Oh, wow.
And I guess it's too late to sign up, and she was supposed to do it. I'm like, dang, dude, you missed your chance for $1,200. Because I know she would, like, anyone that knows Carly knows that she's a savage. Like, she took that fight with that girl that was ready to go pro.
Yeah, Wendy was really good.
And the thing with Carly is, I'm like, they were trying to give her fights of, like, not bums, but, like, some people with not good records, and they're not that good. I don't want them. I want the hardest people. I'm like, chill, psycho. Like, I'm telling you, dude.
Chill, psycho. What's wrong with you? Get a win.
Yeah, I'm like, just get comfortable back in the cage and then get another. And she's like, no, I want the hardest fights. I don't want to take no easy fights. I'm like, you're not.
Yeah,
like,
that's savage.
Yeah, she's different, dude. I'm telling you. I tell her all the time. I'm like, if I don't make it and I don't make money, you're my fallback. I know I'll make money off you. So
beautiful.
You know.
Dude, your career is super interesting in that way. I mean, we've talked about a lot how young you started and how long you've been in it, but you've also seen, you talk about training with Cherico, Kama, all those guys back then. You've seen them kind of retire from MMA and start new lives, and now you're the guy that's kind of carrying the torch for pro MMA in Pittsburgh. Do you feel that pressure? Does it feel cool for you? Because for so long you were like the next wave guy, right? Like, oh, Patton's coming, but now Patton's here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of feel like I was never the guy to get the shot. Like, I don't feel like I was the one. Like, people think I'd fall off. People think it's not a sprint, you know, it's a marathon. And I feel like I made the right moves, then seen what I was bad at and developed what I needed to be this level, and to show everyone that I'm still progressing. I still can be better. I don't feel any pressure, honestly. I just try to. One thing Dave Sachs told me is we build the pyramid up from making the bottom bigger and the top gets higher. So anytime I can give any of these up and comers any advice on what to do, I just give it to them. I don't go and beat the crap out of them. Now, granted, if they deserve it, they will. but I just give them advice on what they need to do to progress their career and not make the same mistakes that I did. You know what I mean? Like, not wrestling. You need to wrestle. Like, that's the case of, you need to wrestle. Ever since I started wrestling at the Mat Factory, it's my career's just been, you need to wrestle. But just certain things, and about like training too. It's not about working out the hardest and doing all these extreme workouts and killing your body. It's about every day when you get done with training, think, did this help me get closer to the UFC? Did this help me get closer to Bellator? Did this help me get closer to PFL? Am I going to be able to support my family with what I'm learning today? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everyone thinks it's just go out there and punch the bag as hard as you can and get super tired. Like, how's your technique though? You know what I mean? Because I guarantee you, when you get super tired, your technique's gonna be crap, and then I'm gonna exploit you. But that's just different levels, you know, different levels of thinking, I feel like.
What advice has someone given you that you were like, that sticks in your mind, that like someone said something to you that you're like that comes back to me all the time?
A lot of the stuff talks I had with Dave, he's even before Mark Jericho, before Calm, he's been in the game forever. Went to ATT, went up to Chicago. Just a lot of the stuff that me and him talked about, like the pyramid, different ways of training, different thinking about training. Anytime I had a problem and I wanted to really complain, you know, I had strength and conditioning with him, so we had time in between sets. So I'd be complaining, and he'd give me a solution to it.
Yeah, he told us about that.
I believe it.
Dude, I was Patton.
We just bitches all the time. No, but he's real rational thinking. You know what I mean? Like he's like
he's not an emotional, like reactive person.
Exactly.
He's analytical.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Well, that's so when I think of the Patton of old, right? Yeah. I think of like super emotional and reactive, and like you were an emotional person, an emotional fighter.
Yeah.
And as you've matured as a person and as a fighter, I see like that maturity in your game too. Yeah. Like you can be methodical now. You can be like, I saw you when we first met as like a wild card.
Yeah, that's I thought, honestly, when I first started fighting, I thought that's how you had to be. I had to get angry. I tell people this all the time. Yeah, I had to get angry. You know, you had to be but that takes so much energy out of you. When I'm just chill and I'm hanging out until it's my time to warm up, and then it's my time to go to the cage, now I get to be that animal. You know what I mean? I don't have to be that animal all the time. It's just I have to be that animal when it's in the gym and I'm training, and I have to be that animal in the cage when it's my time to fight. But other than that, I'm not wasting my energy. You know what I mean? I was having a conversation about just people talking about if you go out and you have cauliflower ear and someone tries to challenge you and this and that, I bet you show them no. I'm like, yeah, dude, I bet you can beat me up. That's all right. You know what I mean? I don't have anything to prove to anyone. That's not, you know? And that's one thing that actually Dave Sachs told me. He said about taking bad fights and yada, yada, yada. You don't have to prove you're tough. Anyone can look at your videos of your amateur fights and see that you're tough. You know what I mean? Show them that you're good. Show them that you're great. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to be smarter and better.
And that's what I was going to say too. Show them that you're smart. Like, show them that you're a smart fighter and not just like a.
Yeah.
That's the patience. That's the maturity in the game that like I've seen the most from you. I mean, obviously, we've seen you like literally transition from a kind of a wild card. Like you didn't know what you were gonna like focus on in a fight. Like you could do anything.
Yeah.
To like you're a grappler now. Like when we've talked to people who were fighting you, and they say, "What are you scouting on Patton?" Well, he's a grappler. He likes to like. That was not you. Like that's different. Like right. So as you've matured in your personality and you were started this game at 19 and you're now what 32.
I'm turning 35.
But you're going to be 30 soon, and so all that maturity and all that's all showing in all aspects of you.
Yeah, I think what you said about guys challenging you in public, which is stupid. First of all, if you guys do and he head kicks you earned that one. But Forrest Griffin had a quote one time that always stuck with me because guys, I guess, would do that to him too, which is doubly stupid because he's 6'3", 230 when he's not, just in general, you don't want to challenge that guy. But he was like, Yeah, he's like, I never do something for free that I'm good enough to get paid to do. It's like,
Yeah.
why am I going to fight you here?
Yeah.
I get paid for this. Yeah, it makes sense, but that does show restraint for sure.
Yeah,
And I
'cause
think that, yeah,
You don't have nothing to prove to anyone off the street just because, regardless of where you're at or they have a bad attitude or whatever. It's just, you know better.
you know better now. Would 19-year-old Justin Patton take him up on that offer though?
Yes, definitely. For sure. He would have did it for free.
If you want to see what I'm talking about 19-year-old Justin Patton or like young 20s Justin Patton, your stare downs. Dude, I've never seen stare downs like young Justin Patton.
Yeah, that's the intensity and I thought I had to bring. Now, granted, I still like to get real close to my opponent and look in his eyes and see. I always tell everyone, you can see what someone wants to do in a stare down. I can see if you're going to stare at me, we're going to bang it out, and it's going to be a tough fight. If you like to look away and stuff, I guarantee you're going to shoot. You know what I mean? You're not going to want to fight. I'm going to break you. But...
All right, so how was the stare down with Cam? Cam doesn't stare.
He wouldn't really look at me.
Yeah,
no, exactly. I knew he was gonna shoot. Shot. And I tell Cam every time I see him, I thank him because that's the fight that changed my game. Made me realize that I need to wrestle, I need to grapple because he out grappled me, he out wrestled me. You know what I mean? And I thank him every time I see him. I actually appreciate that.
He's out. To be fair, he's out grappled a lot of people.
Yeah,
but almost every single person he's ever gone
he's
against.
so good, dude. So sneaky good.
What do you think? What do you think of that Siebert Cam fight?
Ooh, that's exciting. I'm gonna come out from the back to probably watch that. That's right before
the other
mine.
question
Is that right before mine?
It is right before yours. Yeah.
Come on, guys. I want to watch
It
that.
has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
I'm the only pro fight.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. That's someone was telling me that. I think Siebert was telling me that, and I was like, no way. And then he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. But I guess I'm not gonna watch it. I'll rewatch it. But
you'll hear it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could imagine. Like,
yeah.
it should be.
Hear it.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a good fight. You know, I can't really say what I think is gonna happen because I'm not too sure. We'll see.
You're too friendly with both of them.
Yeah,
you don't want to say.
I like both of them, but we'll see what's gonna happen. You know, that's the good thing about fighting. You never really know.
True.
I think I know. I'm very confident in who I think is going to win. We'll talk off the end.
Yeah. I don't want to put any bad vibes out there for anyone.
This is it's a big fight.
Oh yeah.
Like at the amateur level, there aren't guys that are this good in the local area. Like this doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's wild to put that fight together for sure.
It's crazy to me that it's at 45.
Yeah.
Like, and Miguel's fighting at 35. I was like, you and Siebert should just
Swap.
Like, I see him on Saturdays when we spar, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. But hey,
what? So you think that well, so
I think that Cam and Siebert should have made 35, and Miguel should have fought someone at 45. But I guess Miguel's trying to go pro at 35.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And let's be honest, like if Miguel wins that, he's going pro. He's not defending that title, so it's not like going to hold up the 35 division or anything.
And Siebert actually asked for a higher weight.
Really?
Without any talk of a title, like wanted the higher weight. I think he had a fight like a month or so ago.
Yeah, he fought that Preston.
Yeah.
And so he just didn't feel like cutting again that quick.
I don't blame him at all. That's terrible.
So if you can not, then why not?
Yeah,
and it's not like you're fighting a guy that's a 45er. You're both 35ers that are fighting at 45.
Yeah.
It's super exciting for me on that level because we see it with guys all the time, even all the way up to the UFC. If they fight up a weight class, a lot of times they actually look better. So I think Lucas and Cam might actually look even better at 45 because they're not drained and they're just, you're another perfect example.
For sure, yeah.
So I'm interested to see how they both look at 45 when we've seen them at 35 so much.
Yeah, I think Cam will be strong. I think Lucas will probably be strong. So it's gonna be it'll be a good matchup. I'm excited to see it. You know what I mean? I'm really excited to see that.
Oh, dude, I'm crazy excited for that one. Miguel's too. All of them. The whole card. We were just talking about it. Yeah,
this card is absolutely phenomenal. And then the night before with the star power of that card, I mean, it's just going to be such a ridiculous Ryan Middleton birthday weekend.
Yeah,
When's your birthday?
14th.
Really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He's turning 32, actually.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I wish. Like times 2.
Just talking about those 2 title fights, I have to shout out the third one too, because even though these guys haven't fought for us as much, that might be the highest level amateur title fight on the card. The Nick Nash and Jeff Magan, the 2 light heavyweights. So Magan's a stout guy, pit wrestler, and Nick Nash is 5-0 and Cage Thunder's 205-pound champ.
Are you talking about Geoff?
Yeah, Geoff.
Yeah, so listen.
You did? You called him that? You were like,
listen.
you thought that was his name?
Yes, but there's a reason. Alan, you know Alan.
Lou?
Yeah. So I'm real good friends. We message each other, send each other DMs and stuff all the time, and I'm messing with them. We go at the Stouts to spar.
He's asking me. He says he wants to make his pro debut against you.
Yeah, okay, Tom. I know he would say that. I know he would say that. He's always telling me to come to Hawaii. And I'm like, bro, I could, but I got to bring my girl because she does not trust you. But anyways, we're down at sparring, and he's like, yeah, this is my boy Geoff. He's like, go talk to him. And I go up to him, I'm like, what's up, Geoff? And his name's Jeff. I felt like such a jagoff.
You felt like such a G-off.
Right? I was like, so every time I see him now, he'll come down to the factory and train sometimes, and I'll see him down at South on Saturday. I always call him G-off just because.
That's awesome. How does he react when you call him G-off?
He's actually funny.
He's cool about it? Yeah.
He's real quiet, but once you get him talking, he's funny.
I could see that.
Yeah.
So was Alan just setting you up?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Alan was just being a jag.
Jag off.
Right.
Jag off.
Don't jag off the G off.
Right? That's a good t-shirt.
He should. Hey, you want to make that t-shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. What's your fight shirt looking like this camp? I don't think I've seen it yet.
I think we're around the same one.
Okay.
I like that last one. I asked for so I when I'm not in fight camp, even when I'm in fight camp, sometimes I'll be playing a lot of Call of Duty, and they have this ghillie suit that's all marijuana leaves. So I asked for that on my fight shirt, but they made a sniper with marijuana leaves in the background. So it's cool. I like the color scheme of it more than anything.
The colors are sick. Yeah.
So that's kind of what stuck out to me, and everyone likes it. So I gave one to my nephew. I was like, you can't wear this to school. Anytime I sell it to any of kids or anything, I'm like, do not wear this to school. I feel bad selling it to parents and they buy it for their kids.
So I was just going to say, what do the parents think when their kids are like, bought this off Justin today?
Yeah, right. But I haven't gotten any bad comments about it yet. I think it's pretty, it's 2023.
For sure.
Yeah, that's very true. It's a different story 10 years ago.
Yeah, right. They put me in jail just for this shirt.
Yeah, for real.
Not to change the subject, but I want to give a huge shout out to our headline sponsor, Sunny Days In-Home Care. They do so much for us, but more importantly, they do so much for their clients. And so if you're looking for in-home care in the Western Pennsylvania area and beyond, call Sunny Days In-Home Care. The other thing I want to mention is our collective favorite sponsor, Russ Green, man.
Oh, you already know.
That dude. So Go Green Windows, they're in construction, the absolute top-notch construction and window replacement company in Western Pennsylvania. Russ Green is a superstar, sponsor. He has literally poured into combat sports at many different levels. He continues to add on new people that he's sponsoring, and he's just a huge asset to this whole community.
Yeah, that man's crazy. He's a wonderful human being. He just always messaged, dude, you need anything for camp? You need anything? This and that. Oh, dude, he sold, for tickets for me, he sold, I guess it was his birthday weekend, but he sold, it had to be 3 or 4 tables to him for his friends. He got me a sponsorship with Jim Shorkey.
So that's how you're selling so many tickets.
He's got minions. It's all Carly and Russ.
Yeah. I'll give you a percentage. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Nah, but he gets me sponsorships. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
dude.
He's always messaging me, making sure I'm cool. How's camp going, dude? You good? And normally when people message me stuff like that, I'm like, yeah. But Russ is involved with it.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean?
And he's so solid. Funny story. So I own a remodeling company as well. And we do windows. We had a job where we had Russ did our first job for us, and it was installing Pella windows. And Pella windows are a different animal. They're wood windows. They're like a different breed, and he did like, dude, slammed a home run. It was perfectly done. So go Green Windows. They're awesome.
Nah, yeah, I believe it.
That's what I was going to say. It's the ultimate testament for Russ. That's how you know Ryan's not kidding, because he literally uses Russ for 247 roofing.
Yeah.
Ryan's the kind of guy, the more you get to know Ryan, if the quality's not there, he doesn't care. Like, he's not going to do something just to do it.
Yeah. Yep. If you're not doing it the right way the first time, you're not doing it for me.
The right way the first time, this guy. Dude, I always like watching the evolution of your tattoos also. Your guy, Antonio, I got to meet him. He was awesome. I met him at Bibby 16, actually. I like
he
him.
comes to most of my fights. I think he's out. He's going to be on vacation for this one, but he's done.
Does he sponsor you?
Yeah,
Nice.
he sponsors me. Just give me
With tattoos?
discount
Yeah,
tattoos.
sure.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's crazy because I was talking to someone about this, and I said every time after I fight, I usually go see him. I get a tattoo. I get right back to fighting. You know what I mean? I get right back to training because you want to take like at least a couple days off. They say take like a week off, but I'll wrap it up and train with it. As long as you're keeping it clean, you're not gonna get infected. But yeah, he's been doing it since, dude, it had to be like 2017. He's been sponsoring. He even did my brother. You know what I mean?
That's
Mm.
awesome.
So yeah, he
That
did
is sick.
Caesar. I sent him the picture of when I was elbowing the Bengal tiger, and you could see Caesar right there. And I was like, dude, look, your tattoo. He was geek.
Yeah.
And that's like, we'll go in and do a tattoo, and we'll just sit there and watch either like Joe Rogan podcasts or fights, and we just talk about fighting the whole time.
That's so good.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
So tell the people, like, on the regional level as a pro fighter, tell everyone how important it is to grab onto sponsors and what those sponsors mean to you. And then let people know if they want to, like, there's people that are going to be watching this that like might say, well, I might be interested in sponsoring Justin. How can they get a hold of you to sponsor you? So talk about how important it is for you guys to have sponsors.
Well, on the regional level, we don't make a lot of money. So it helps pay for like my medicals, my food, getting to training, any gear, because my boxing gloves have holes in them, my shin pads have holes in them. My gym bag exploded, actually. The zippers, Kama gave me his UFC gym bag from like one of his first fights, and I've been using it forever. And the zippers finally broke, so the expansion parts just stick out now.
It's just puffed.
Yeah, it's just. And Carly's like, you should probably get a new gym bag. I'm like, yeah, after this fight, because I do everything. Like at my house, my grass isn't cut, nothing.
Mhm.
Like I just put everything after my fight. I'll take care of it. You know what I mean? I don't care about anything else right now. But it just help us from our, with the whole camp, with food, clothes, anything, you know what I mean, that we might need. And what you get from when you sponsor me, you get your name on the banner, you get your name on every shirt that I sell.
And this isn't a plug for Justin Patton, but I guarantee you that's a lot of shirts in the arena on fight night.
Yeah.
When you're at a Patton fight, you see the shirts for sure.
Yeah, usually majority of my fans have a shirt on.
Yeah.
So your logo, your business, whatever, will be on every shirt that I sell. I haven't done shorts yet, but I'm open to it if someone wants to pay. You know what I mean?
That's the game.
And on top of that, anything on Facebook you want me to share, I share your stuff. For Case Specific Nutrition or Case Specific Meal Prep, who sponsors me, I do videos for them. I just shared one the other day. It kind of went pretty cool.
Yeah.
And just whatever you guys want me to do, I do. You know what I mean? I'll knock down prices, whatever.
I wanted to ask you about that Case Specific video.
Before you move on, so if someone's watching and they're like, yeah, I want to see what this is all about, let me talk to Justin. Like, how can they get a hold of you? Can they email you?
Yeah, email pattonjustin@ymail.com. It's Ymail.
Ymail.
Like,
I get that every time. It's Ymail.
I've never heard anyone else with a Ymail email.
You got one?
You have one?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have one.
they
literally
suggest-
never heard that before.
Dude, every time you tell someone, do they like Ymail?
Yeah, and everyone always just changed it to Gmail and they're sending it to the wrong
Yes,
shit.
I swear.
What is
Ymail.
Ymail? I've
Why?
literally
It's
never
Yahoo.
heard of that. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Okay.
But I don't
okay.
know why. I don't know. When I put
He doesn't know why. Mail.
Yeah.
Ymail. It's
when
not
I put in
email,
my
it's
stuff
Ymail.
to get like I just wanted my name, Patton Justin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't give me Yahoo. They gave me Ymail, so it's Ymail now.
Nice.
You got it. All right. Fair
So
enough.
they can reach you on Facebook. Is that another
Facebook,
good place?
Instagram. You know.
At just General Patton.
Yep.
I've typed that a time or two in my day.
I tagged you in a
Yeah.
post or two.
Yeah, the tags are aggressive around fight time, but I mean, we got a job to do too, and that's
Yeah.
super helpful when you guys share stuff and engage and everything. So,
Yeah, it helps me sell tickets. I appreciate it.
dude,
We try.
sometimes I feel bad tagging because I'll always tag the coach too. And when it's like Wilkins and there's like 8 stout guys on a court, so I'm like tagging Wilkins in every post because like there's a stout guy in basically every fight.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So if you're watching this podcast and you want to come out to the fight, you haven't bought tickets yet, you can go on now. Justin is the main event, and you can literally buy your tickets, and then it'll ask you what fighter you want to support. Go down and pick Justin Patton's name if you want to support Justin.
Where would they buy
support
that?
Justin? Only Justin.
That's the only one on the drop down.
Yeah, right. Eliminate, just cross off everyone else.
Where would they buy those tickets, Ryan? Did you say?
They could buy those tickets at 247fighting.com.
Nice. Nailed it. And make sure you choose Brawl in the Berg 17 for Justin's fight because we do have an event the day before, Sprawl in the Berg. We've had a couple people order tickets for the wrong event, and we had to refund them and be like, oh, yeah, you meant to buy the fights. I get it.
It's because you got 2 that rhymed,
Dude, how do you feel about the name Sprawl in the Berg?
I love it.
Damn it.
See,
I love
you're
it.
the only one.
I love it.
Damn it.
I love it.
I was
It's
like,
awesome.
Justin
I love
might
it,
have
man.
my back here.
No, I'm sorry, bro. I
No,
love
no.
it.
You lose.
Yep, I suck. All right, fair enough. Sprawl in the Berg's here
You're
to stay.
seriously the only one that doesn't love it.
I'm negative Nancy, I guess.
He
I'm
is
no,
Mr.
I'm no
Negative.
fun. I'm no fun.
He's like, oh, I think that'll be like corny. I'm like, dude,
That's awesome.
it's awesome.
I still think it's corny, but you guys are convincing me.
I think that who were we with? We met someone, the girl that she's on the card.
That girl.
Selena
Joe.
We
Yeah.
met with Selena Joe at a South Side, and this is before like we were going to announce it that day, and he's like, "It's really dumb. It's Sprawl in the Berg," and I'm like, "Dude,
Great impression.
pretend like you don't hate it, okay? Just for a second."
Sell this.
A little bit enthused.
name.
Bro, hey, everyone, the worst name ever.
All right, I'm like the least negative guy ever too. So when you hear me say like I don't like, so he's like, "What's wrong with Hunter? Why does he hate this so much?"
At least he sees himself as like the least negative person ever.
Dude, I am. You can't get me down, Ryan.
It's not that you're not negative. It's like that you don't have a pulse.
That's true. That's true.
You're like, you just won the lottery. Oh wow.
Nice.
That's
Or
good.
or a plane just crashed into a building. Okay. Like same reaction. Like
That's important, man. You got to
Yeah,
stay
you gotta
level
keep it, yeah.
because it all comes around.
Keep them guessing.
Yeah, dude. Like life finds a way. When you feel like things are going super well, I start to get suspicious. I'm like, all right, what's coming? Because you can't just ride up here forever.
I feel that.
Yeah, dude. You have had highs and lows in your life too. That's one thing that it's always stuck out with you in your personal life. You've just been through it, man, and
Yeah.
kept trucking, stayed positive, and actually used it as good fuel and motivation. Obviously, I'm not asking you like dig into like get sad or anything, but how were you able to use it that way instead of, because so many people get trapped, right? When that stuff happens, they just wallow and they get stuck. How were you able to use it as something positive instead? What was that process like for you?
this is a counseling.
I thought you were moving the mic closer because I thought I was being too quiet. No, honestly, when I first came back after my brother's accident, I didn't know if I wanted to fight again. And then I like just seen what it did for his son and how much he loves to come out with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask him all the time, what should my walkout song be? And what should, you know what I mean? You want to come out and walk out with me? You want to, and you know what I mean? And he like, you think I can beat this dude up? Yeah, you can beat this dude up. You know what I mean? And just what it does for my family, for his son, and to keep like his name alive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna make sure, like Chris Williams said it, I'm gonna make sure everyone knows who my brother was just from me fighting. You know what I mean? And that's where honestly, he drove out to Ohio to see me box. He came everywhere. I feel him most with me in the cage because that man loved violence. Like, and he didn't care who it was. He thought I'd win every fight. You know what I mean? I remember before I fought James Brown, and James Brown put me out in 18 seconds because that man was a big man. But I wasn't ready for 45 then. I fought at 45. I was not ready. But I remember going to my brother in the back before I got my hands wrapped, and I go up to him and I'm like, bro, this is gonna be a tough fight. He's like, you got it, bro. He's like, get him, JP. And I'm like, all right, I got this. And it didn't go
18 seconds later.
Yeah, 18 seconds later, I'm on the ground like, yo, what the
What'd you tell me I got this for?
I'm like, what happened? I'm sure, trust me, if my brother could have hopped the cage and got in there, he would have got in there. That's
nice.
He's the type of dude. You want to get him in the parking lot, bro?
Rematch.
Yeah, right. But
My ring's outside.
Right. But I just try to keep his name alive through training and support my family for it. I know that they all love it and love to see him on the back of my shirt, and I just know he's with me when I'm fighting. You know what I mean?
For
and
sure.
That was the hardest part when I first started. Is like, do I still want to do this? Because he came to all my fights. He'd go to my after parties. We'd hang out. You know what I mean? But I know he's still with me. Every time I step in there.
What's awesome to see you use it in such a positive way. And for a lot of people out there too, dealing with similar things, I'm sure that'll be awesome to hear that, there's a way you can flip a tragedy to turn into something positive for your life. So that's awesome to see. And I've noticed a lot of your posts, I don't know about how recent, but it seems like you've dove a little further into your faith. And I don't know if that's the influence of Isaac Greeley and the Mat Factory and those guys or where that's come from necessarily, but how has that changed your life?
Oh, it's taking a lot of weight off my shoulders. You know what I mean? It made me realize, even with my brother's accident, that everything is part of God's plan. You know what I mean? God's ready to see my brother. And it takes the stress away of winning, losing, and just doing it for God's glory. You know what I mean? It's just different. Like, I wake up in the morning and I literally thank God for the day. You know what I mean? I get done with a hard wrestling practice. Honestly, so when I drive home from the Mat Factory, you come down Coxcomb Hill and there's a big cross on the hill and it's lit up. And every time I drive by tonight, I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you for this day. Thank you for giving me this. You know what I mean? Because we're not promised every day. And with me having this blessing of being able to do this, you know what I mean? Not everyone gets to do this. Like that dude, that Sunshine dude that just fought Cody Law.
Oh my God. I was just telling
happened?
Danny Palm about that,
Yeah,
man.
and that dude was good.
Oh yeah, he's super talented.
And it's like, it can be taken away from you at any time. So like every moment we have is a gift. And it's just, it helped me a lot. And that is, I was always raised to be Presbyterian and kind of religious, but being at the Mat Factory and being under the guidance of those guys, Dylan Weston, Isaac Greeley, and John Mulgrave, Simon, just helps steer you in the right way and set your goals higher and know what you're doing it for. We're doing it for God's glory. It's not for me. None of this is me. I tell my mom, I tell Carly all the time, this ain't me. Like it's not. This is God doing this. You know what I mean? So
when did that become like a regular part, like go from following a religion to your faith being a real part of your life? Because there's a difference, and I think you know what I mean. Like, when did that become,
rather than being like you're trying to be a good
person,
or
correct,
trying to be a good Christian?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I would probably say probably after I lost to my first pro fight, I'd say. You know what I mean? And then I started training at the Mat Factory full time. I started going to Bible study. I started listening to what they were saying. I started reading the Bible and just hearing, reading, learning, and just seeing that everything's kind of a test, your faith and see if you can be the man that God wants you to be. You know what I mean? Because we can all be that man. Like, we could all be that. Anyone on the earth could be that. But it's, are you willing to make the sacrifices and not go towards the temptations of whatever you like, whatever your vice is? You know what I mean?
Or many vices.
Yes.
Like,
some
we
people,
all have a lot.
Yeah. I'm not better than any other man. You know what I mean? Like, that's not I'm not holier than thou by any means.
And that's
problems.
why we need Jesus.
Yeah,
because we're all on that
exactly,
same boat, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I was just reading the other day. We actually just went over in Bible study a little bit. I brought this up. It says that I shouldn't boast, but if I should boast, I should boast in my weakness. You know what I mean? And don't boast about all the good things you've done. Boast about why you're weak and why you need God. You know what I mean? And I'm not like, again, I'm not any better than anyone else. You know what I mean? It's just that I know what I should do to be in God's good graces, you know what I mean? And try to stay in his good graces as much as I can. Am I gonna slip? Am I gonna fall? Yes, everyone does. But you feel bad for it, you repent for it, and then we come out on the other side, you know what I mean? It's just and it takes a lot of weight off your shoulders knowing that it's all part of his plan, you know what I mean? And like steering you in the right direction.
Right.
Because after my brother passed away, I was doing things that were not so good, you know what I mean? And I wasn't being the best Christian, I wasn't being the best human, but I pulled myself up from there through God's good graces, and I'm doing better, you know what I mean? And I'm on the right path, I believe.
Yeah, that's awesome. That
It was really cool.
that God put you where you needed to be in the cage, in your spiritual life, like all of that was,
I feel like that's why he brought me home. You know, I was living in Crafton, and not that I was living badly, but I wasn't practicing my faith. I wasn't doing the right things. You know what I mean? And he brought me home to where I needed to be to get in his good graces and listen to Jesus' words and, you know, live the right life.
so something that I don't know that a lot of people know, like 247, that are a lot of people think that stands for 24/7, but it's not. It's actually 2 Timothy 4 verse 7. I fought the good fight. I finished the race. I've kept the faith.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that. That's
so
cool.
so you know, when I named it, you remember when I had Octagon 24/7. So I wanted to combine that, like the name of that, with my faith. And one night I told Jim Mooney that, and he was doing a Bible study one night, and they were reading 2 Timothy, and he read that, and he sent that to me, and he goes 247, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then that's how it became 247 Fighting Championships.
That's awesome. I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's sweet. I thought it was like just 24/7.
No,
like,
no.
we're just
And that's why
That's
this
awesome.
24/7.
the funny thing is,
It is also that.
the first logo was like, it said the words 2.4.7 so people would know it's not 24/7. And that's why we put that there, because we didn't want people to say 24/7. We wanted them to say 247.
247.
Because it's 2 Timothy 4 verse 7.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have we ever shared that story on the podcast?
I don't know. Probably
Yeah, I feel like we
at least
maybe.
100 times.
Yeah, I've never heard that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Bro. That's crazy.
But if you go on the website and you scroll down on the main page, you'll see it says like 2 in yellow, and then Timothy in white, and then 4 in yellow, and and it shows the scripture.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's got a little meaning there. And not to say that this is wholly because of you kind of finding your faith, but I mean, since that Sean Souser fight, you're 4-1 as a pro, man. Like there has been a clear turnaround.
Yeah, it just takes the pressure of winning and losing off, and it's just there's no expectation, you know what I mean? I just want to perform my best for God's glory, you know. It's all for him, it's a show for him, you know what I mean? Just to show what I'll go through, you know. But it's just different. Just the people at the Math Factory are different, dude. I just even like every Wednesday morning we train at 10. We train from 10 to 12, sometimes later. We show up at 9 for Bible study, you know what I mean? And just to talk about stuff and to talk about God's glory. And Dylan Weston makes a plan for the hour, and then we say a prayer, and then we go try to kill each other. It's awesome. It's amazing.
That's incredible.
It's amazing. I just don't.
Let us pray. Okay, come on.
Yeah. And then the next thing you know, Isaac's trying to choke you unconscious. It's wonderful.
You're going to meet Jesus now, boy.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Like, but
So Bible study at 9, which means you're there at 8:45 because as we learned today, Justin Patton is the true professional. He showed up early to the podcast.
I usually am early there, sitting there waiting, and then Dylan comes in, and then everyone comes in.
You're used to cleaning the mats ahead of time at the.
I clean the mats after usually. Okay. I usually do clean the mats after, just because I like the peacefulness of if could be Nurmagomedov can clean the mats, I can clean the mats. Like
when you worked at the academy, like you were cleaning the mats afterwards.
It's just a habit, and it's like there's a peaceful thing. You think about your training, you know what I mean? Think about like it's just you keep your tools clean.
But it seems like the old academy mats, the Fight Club mats, like that seemed to me like a lot more mat space.
Oh yeah,
like
for sure, yeah.
Than the new space, and like that seemed like a lot of mat to clean.
For sure. It take a while.
But those mats got soaked a couple times.
Yeah, right, right. Jeez. Like has nothing to do with that.
Is there anyone living in there or renting that space out now?
I hope not. I hope that landlord didn't do that to anyone else. Because it's like it was like a beyond structural problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With all those apartments they were building up the road and the flow of water. Anytime it rained, it would come up.
Yeah.
He had to get out of there, and it sucks because that was a really good spot.
It was. It was.
There was a lot of room, multiple cages.
You had the cage, 2 cages. You had plenty, like so much space.
Yeah. So now for cage work, I get to. That's one thing I'm trying to do is I don't have to go wrestle. I get to go wrestle. You know what I mean? Because it's a privilege.
Like that.
Everything we do is a privilege. I get to go down to All American and get beat up by Nick Brown and his cage. And
how lucky are you?
Justin. Let me tell you. The last couple times I went down there, we went 3 rounds in a row, and I feel like I got hit by a train. Granted, I love working with
Nick Brown Express.
Yeah, I love
welcomes you.
I love working with him, but it is tough.
Dude, this is fun. Go ahead.
Imagine how Ethan feels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ethan Hayes. Yeah,
Ethan Hayes.
I know. We were talking about it before he fought. I don't know the dude's name, but when he fought in West Virginia, I missed one of the weeks. And he went like, I forget how many rounds. It had to be like 6+ rounds with Nick. And I'm like, dude, I guarantee you were hurting the next day. Like, there's no way you're not hurting.
Yeah. What did he say?
He was definitely hurting. He was 100% hurting. It's like, dude, you left me. I'm sorry.
I feel like Ethan's not one to mince words about that either. He's going to have fun with his pain, I feel like.
Yeah, he'll straight up tell you.
Yeah.
It's funny. And it's like, oh, dude, it's just rough going with Nick sometimes, dude. He'll put me on the cage, and I'm like pushing back, and I know I shouldn't push back because I know he's gonna throw me. And he goes to throw me, and I still get thrown. I'm like, dude, come on! I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be on this cage anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is a fun question that Ryan and I were just discussing. But since you've been around the game for so long, if you had to do a Mount Rushmore of Pittsburgh MMA, that's 4 people. What 4 people would you make?
Only 4.
Oh, dude, you can't do 4.
Only 4.
That's it. That's Mount Rushmore. We can't break the rules.
Oh man, you can't do 4.
You got to do 4. Just 4.
What about the didn't they just put that Native American dude on there too?
Oh, did they? I don't know.
Is that a different part? Is that a different? Look it up. Can you look it up?
You still smoke, don't you?
No, I swear I don't.
Is there a crazy horse statue or something?
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I swear
it is. He's there, but he's not part of like the actual.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, first you got to put March Erica.
Correct. We both agree on that.
You are correct.
Yeah. And this is just fighters for everybody listening. You can't like Isaac Greeley doesn't count.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, that gives you an out.
Yeah. Good. You got to put Dom on there. You got to put Kama.
Mm-hmm.
Last spot. Ooh.
Yeah. This is the hard one.
Yeah.
See, you want to say Cody Garbrandt, but he's not from Pittsburgh.
He's not.
Exactly.
So that's not. Otherwise, he would be. Okay?
Sure.
So he doesn't.
But I think you have to be living and based out of Pittsburgh long term to be like Milstead would count.
Yeah.
But
that was gonna be one of my thoughts.
Yeah.
He's another transplant.
Milstead is eligible.
He's actually a Ravens fan, which instantly disqualifies him.
Yeah. He's just eliminated.
Sorry, Adam.
He's
Adam.
Love you, dude, but come on.
Then you got. I mean, I think it's.
I think the last guy is. Yeah.
You're forgetting. he trains with you.
He's 100% gonna
kill his
choke
dad.
you.
Yeah. You're
Sorry,
literally
dude, I'm
dead.
so sorry. Please don't.
You're literally dead.
Please don't
I was
choke
thinking
me.
he's not
so dead.
He's not my weight class. I never think. You know what I mean? Please don't kill me.
because
dude.
Kama's in your weight class.
I spar with him all the time. I spar
but
with
he's still
beautiful.
not like.
Yeah, I
You're
spar.
still
I
10
Never, I never really sparred with Dempsey. I'm sorry, Dempsey. Please don't hurt me.
He's gonna pretend like you're the grizzly.
That was
I know,
so
I'm gonna
fun.
get
Yeah,
beat.
exactly.
Jeez.
Oh, that's fun.
The whole time I'm thinking he's so in trouble.
My neck
Me
is
too,
hurting
me
even
too.
thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping he would get Dempsey like fast, and then, but
Yeah,
that worked out way better.
Dempsey could have came first. Like he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, oh, other people, people that aren't Chris Dempsey are that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, Chris, what about?
Yeah.
And then
I
he's-
appreciate you. He trains with you. I'm like, oh,
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
The crazy part is it's the same 4 we came up with too. Like it does seem pretty clear that it's those
Yeah.
guys. And then obviously like Wilkins is very close, I would
Yeah.
say, if there's 5, and then my guy, Jason Cardillo, like he's
Here's-
the
Yeah.
long lost.
The
Yeah.
Wilkins thing is like he was 100% at that level, but he never actually fought at that top level at the
Yeah.
UFC Bellator
Mhm.
like level, and so
He fought for Bellator.
but it was like
The state college, yeah.
it was the
local.
prelims, the
Yeah.
local part of the card.
Yeah.
He also had some of his biggest fights away from Pittsburgh, which I think hurt him a little. Like Atlantic City, he would go
Yeah.
to.
That's the other
Yeah.
thing is like he wasn't like one of those Pittsburgh always fighting him
Yeah.
and Kama wasn't for a while until he
Smartened up.
wised up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
They keep
Yeah.
bringing me in to die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why they're like,
We got a gorilla. Kama. Okay.
I'm in.
we'll give you $500. like,
That's the like literally the biggest mistake I think fighters make is if you can fight at home and sell tickets, that's what you got to do.
yeah. And
You-
now there is more pressure. I feel like fighting at home.
Mm.
You go away, it doesn't matter. You don't have your fans there. You know what I mean?
You mean in the moment?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when I'm in the back and I'm like, dang, I don't want to let all these people down.
But
you know?
but Mike
Mhm.
did that, but he took busloads to,
Yeah,
to
right.
Atlantic City,
Yeah.
so he still had
yeah,
this.
double-edged sword there.
It's like, I want the pressure.
Yeah.
Built different.
Yeah. Nah, I agree. I don't. Granted, like it comes down to it. There's a good offer and it's a good fight. I'll go travel somewhere. But right now, I like fighting for you guys. You guys treat me well. You know what I mean?
Nice.
We like you fighting for us.
Same.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
dude. I think you are. Is he the longest tenured along with Goss? Are they tied? 8 fights with us
I-
a piece? Something
I
like that?
think this fight ties it.
Okay.
Nice.
This
That's
fight
crazy.
ties
When's
it.
the next? By the way, when's the next show?
Yeah.
After the next show.
And when's the next show after this one?
Okay, so here's the calendar, folks. We have the next show is obviously July 15th, which is Brawlenberg 17. And then we have Brawlenberg 18, which is October 21st. And then we have Brawlenberg 19, which is December 16th.
Nailed it.
I just wanted to like plan my year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, October is at your venue, the Meadows.
you-
So you got to get
yeah.
that one.
Nice. Nice. Now-
And here's the other thing. I think Victor's going to be on too.
Okay.
So it's going to be a
Yeah.
it's going to be a sellout.
gonna be a party
we-
again.
Yeah.
I actually predict if you're both on this card, I think we're gonna sell out a month or two in advance. Like it's
Yeah.
go like whatever. Just wait to get your tickets. See what happens.
Yeah, wait at the door again. I had people messaging me as I'm going to the fight. Yo, can I get tickets? Bro, I'm going to fight tonight. Like,
Yeah.
what are you?
Wait. And we were sold out that show. You saw the messages coming and we kept
Yeah.
messaging all the fighters saying like, if you have tickets that we're past the point that you can turn those back in. If you have tickets, you need to turn them into us now.
Yeah.
And this was weeks out. We sold out online 3 weeks ahead of time.
That's crazy.
And this is a venue so I don't know if you've been to a lot of the Ohio shows and like the
Yeah,
different
yeah.
venues that sit like 400, 500, 600 people. Like this is not that venue.
No.
This is a venue where we sell 13, 14, 1500 tickets and we were sold out 3 weeks in advance.
It was so nuts. I mean, we texted a lot because obviously you can sign a lot of tickets. We talked about how
Yeah.
you sell. And like you did turn a few in general admission, and then you were instantly like, "Can I
10.
get those
You
back,
told-
bro?
turned 10 in.
I would have sold
Can I
them.
get those back?"
I know. I was so that whole week, or I sold them in like 2 weeks early, maybe. I was so mad that whole week because I had people hit me up, and I'm like, I don't want to get stuck with these tickets and not to pay for them.
Mhm.
I was like, I should just kept them because everyone wanted tickets.
So here-
Literally, as soon as I turned on the way
Yeah.
home, people were texting me, I hate you guys. Like,
yeah.
That's the funny thing is like those tickets. Once you know we're close to sellout, hold on to them
Yeah.
because like we can direct people to you.
To you, yeah.
So-
If we know you got them.
But
Yeah.
you were over that threshold. Like, so our contracts are designed a certain way where you get like extra you know,
Yeah.
incentive to sell a certain amount, and you got over that max
Yeah.
threshold. So you were
I
golden.
know I made the most I ever made fighting the last fight. I was
Yeah.
like,
Nice.
"Whoa, yeah.
That's great.
That's what we like to hear too, man. That's
we love
awesome.
to have you have
Yeah.
big paychecks. Like when people talk about fighting locally and they see like, what do you make? Oh, I make $400 and $800 if I win. Like if our fighters sell tickets and win, they make a lot of money. They make
Yeah.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I
And-
made like $5,000 last time.
yeah. So,
That's
That-
crazy.
that's like-
Nice.
I was like, whoa, I can pay some bills. That's sweet.
Let's go.
but
Yeah, that's a legit
you've come a
payday.
long way.
Yeah.
You went from selling this many and you climbed up that ladder, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what we want. That's exactly what that's why we spend a lot of time and money. Like, oh, we're going to show you some promo stuff after.
Yeah.
For the next 2 weeks.
Sweet.
After the, not live here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll like it. They're pretty sweet. I'm
Sweet.
excited.
There's exciting stuff. 22 The Point as well is back. Like, did you
So-
follow that or watch that or anything?
My neighbor has to be like awesome dude. He gives every time my dog's out, he gives my dog treats, takes my garbage cans up. This dude's like 75, 80 years old, John. And he's walking down, him and his wife go for walks, and I'm about to drive away. And he's like, "Hey, Justin." I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "I seen you on TV the other day." I'm like, "Dude, no way." I'm like, "Did you like it?" He's like, "Yeah, you beat that dude up." I'm like, "Yeah." It was just
That's
cool.
what I do.
I was
That's
like,
so
"It's cool."
awesome.
It's cool because he'll always see me out back when I'm letting my dog out and stuff, and we'll talk and stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm skinny right now. I'm cutting weight. Yada yada yada. I'm a fighter." And I don't know. Like sometimes you tell people that, and you don't know if they really like. Yeah, you fight people. Okay, whatever. It's
Yeah.
like, I seen you on TV.
Dude, you're on TV now, bro.
I'm like, yeah. I tell my mom all the time, I'm tri-state famous.
that's your next. Well, Justin the General Patton's such an iconic nickname. You got to keep
Right.
that for the shirt. But Tri-State Famous is a good shirt too.
Right.
I like that. That's awesome.
Right.
But yeah, dude, we've talked for over an hour, and I don't think we've mentioned the name of your opponent once. Like we haven't actually talked about the fight at all. And I feel like we got to do that at least a little bit for the good people. So Kyle Zimick, we obviously scout guys too. You know, we watch their videos and everything. Dude is tough. He's
Yeah.
like a You see a 1-0 record, but he's much better than your
He's
average
0-1.
one. No, he's 1-0.
One of
Oh,
them.
is he one of them?
Yeah,
My bad.
much better than your average 1-0 pro. So what do you guys see in him? How are you feeling about the matchup itself?
He's tough. Like he
Mhm.
comes out hard, strong, good grappler, heavy punches, looking to take you down, pound you out. I feel like it's going to be a tougher Rico Talley fight. You know what I mean? I feel like the first round's going to be tough. Second round, beginning's going to be tough. Second and the middle of the second round to the end of the third round is where I'm going to pick it up and we'll put my will on him. You know what I mean? You just got to weather his storm for a little bit, you know? One thing Isaac's real big on is don't just get wrestled and defend the wrestling, wrestle back. You know, who knows? I might take him down.
Yeah, nice.
But
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like I've had people reach out to me that are like, "Whoa, this dude with Patton, like this is wow. This is Justin. Like this is the baddest dude Justin's ever fought. So get ready. This is going to be a friggin' crazy main event.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked.
yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm just ready to go see what he got, you know, weather the storm in the first round. Because, you know, if you look at his fights, he comes out hard.
Mhm.
Like, he hasn't fought a full 15 minutes because he comes out tough, you know what I mean? So I'm excited for that. You know, we got to get right to work right away. Keep him long, you know, make him run into stuff. But we'll see how it goes on, you know.
one of the things I remember you saying, I think it was on a podcast, is like when you turned pro, you went through like 2 fights or something, and you never got elbowed, you never got head kicked. You're like, I turned pro, I wanted to do and like feel all these different things. I think it was after you lost one, and you were like, I didn't get any of the pro stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you still feel that way?
Yes. I think what's his name? Who did I just fight?
Patterson.
I think he tried to throw a head kick at me. I stepped off. Thank God that man had long legs. You know.
Yeah.
And I stepped off to my left because he was a southpaw. Was coming this way. No, but I was telling everyone all the time is if I get taken down in the fight, you see my eyes get real big because I'm like, oh, here it comes, because you know that you're gonna get that dude that wants to just throw an elbow and split your whole face open because that's how I am.
I was just gonna say you're that dude.
Yes,
yeah.
I know. If I get you on the ground, I'm gonna try to split your face open.
How did the one dude? What was his name? The dude you fought that you were on top of him like the whole time.
No,
Just
Zima met. Yeah.
yeah, dude. How did he stay alive?
I don't know. That's what everyone's. Chip could have stopped that the first round. He could have. But you know how Chip is.
You
If
were
you're a pro,
teeing off on him for like 5 minutes straight.
with elbow, and they were landing. My elbows were sore the next
Like
day.
they
That's
rang
wild.
the bell to end the round, and you through the intermission, you kept beating him up. And then they started the next round. You're still beating him up.
Nobody noticed for some reason. It was weird.
It was like one of them pictures. They just put a picture of us in the corner.
Yeah, that was
They
that
rolled
was
away.
a beating. Like
Yeah.
when did that fight end? What round?
Second, I think.
Second round?
like a minute
I mean,
30 in.
It felt like you were. It felt like 3 hours. You were just pounding.
That's
that
what I
kid.
was literally just hitting him. I'm like, Chip, just stop the fight. Chip,
Please,
stop the fight. Like,
please.
Not, and I was also at the same time knowing that Chip wasn't gonna stop the fight. I wasn't gonna blow my gas tank.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I could sit here and go for broke. Chip don't stop the fight. Maybe I get tired. This dude stands up, kicks me in the head. You know?
Mhm.
That's. I mean, to me, that doesn't sound like that's much faith in the Isaac Greeley system, is what I'm hearing. Right now.
Nah, because as soon as Isaac really says green light, you know what it is. You know, that's what he just said green light. You know what I mean? And then you go off.
This is in fight.
Yeah.
If he says green light,
it's
it means
green light.
it
Go.
means like
Go.
unload.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
It's time to go. And I mean, I feel like I did that the first round because I thought Chip was gonna pull me off of him, and Chip didn't pull me off. So I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, Chip isn't gonna stop this fight, like, you know. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna beat this dude up for 15 minutes. It is what it is, you know. And I would have been comfortable doing that. You know, I can do that for 15 minutes. Gift wrap you and elbow you. That's what I like to do. You know what I mean? So.
I had so many
It
like
was a good time.
inappropriate things I was gonna say. I just had to refrain myself.
All
Like,
the
what
restraint.
else do you like to do for 15 minutes? No. Okay, I'll stop.
too far.
right.
Stop.
That's too far.
Danny's cracking
Unreal.
up.
Got him.
I love Danny. Danny Palm.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, if you need a Hello People t-shirt, those are available at the 247 Fighting store.
True.
Danny Palm's super awesome shirt. There's other shirts there as well. Check them out. Grab them at 247fighting.com. And there's really cool. You've seen some of the shirts we've had. The Wu-Tang shirt.
I definitely need to get
Those
one.
are all on there. You can get those
Yeah.
in if you're coming to the fights. Which, like, why wouldn't you be?
Probably should do that.
July 14th and 15th. Give me a birthday present. Buy a shirt.
Yeah. That's a good call. You
Yeah.
want a shirt? You want me to buy you a shirt for your birthday?
There you go.
I'll promise you a shirt and never give it to you. How's that sound?
Dude, have you ever listened to the podcast and hear him say, like, first person to do this, I'll buy you this. Like, says that all the time.
Yeah.
And like, he never does anything.
I've offered cars and all kinds of crazy
I mean,
stuff. Nobody takes me up.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, next person that texts me from this thing, you get a Lamborghini. Like, it doesn't matter.
I got
It
8
doesn't
texts.
happen.
I got 8 texts, but not 8 Lamborghinis. Sorry.
You didn't read them.
yeah,
Doesn't
yeah,
count.
yeah. Left them all
I
on
left
red.
you on.
Doesn't count.
Yeah. That's fun though. Dude.
But another thing about this
Fight prediction.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
I
you're
don't like
giving-
to do that.
Is it a finish? Or is it a
So
decision?
I've been telling Carly I want to finish because the only way you get to see the top of the cage is what? a finish. I'm not jumping on the cage for a decision. I want to finish, right? Every fight I want to finish, you know? So come on, dude. Every fight I want to finish.
Man.
Every fight, I never want to fight to go to decision.
We had a fun time at Waffle House then. Right? So it was like we had the last card. We went to the after party, which was at the casino at the sports bar, which is a phenomenal sports bar, by the way, at the Meadows. Oh my goodness, that place is amazing. So we went there, and then we didn't eat. We were hungry, so then me and Dylan went down to Waffle House, and then in walks Justin, and so we got to enjoy some of the best, highest quality food on the planet. I love Waffle House.
What did you put me on to? The hash browns.
With everything.
Yeah. They were good.
Smashed, hash, scrambled. That sounds like one of your fights. That's what you do. It's like you get it.
You
smashed.
get you do is you get a double hash brown. This is your whole meal. Double hash brown, scattered all the way. It's just a beautiful plate of like a bunch
delicious,
of greatness.
I'm not gonna lie. Especially not eating anything like bad for a while. That was delicious.
Their hash browns are so good.
It was 4 a.m. we drank, so we'll have to try it sober
I was waiting.
sometime.
I was waiting for food at Sheets for like 30, 45 minutes, and we're sitting here, and I'm talking to someone that was at the fight, and they were sitting there for like an hour, and I'm finally like, Carly, let's get a refund. We're gonna go to Waffle House, and then there you are.
That might have been my friend Jesse, honestly, because we went to Sheets first. Jesse ordered food, and he was waiting and waiting. And we were just like feeling out the crowd. I was like, how long have you guys been waiting? And they're like 25 minutes, 30 minutes, still didn't have their food. I was like, we're going to Waffle House instead. But Jesse had already paid for his receipt, so he was like committed to waiting.
Yeah.
We ate at Waffle House, finished, and I texted him and said, did you get your food yet? And he's like, I literally just grabbed it.
Jeez.
It took like an hour and 20, 30 minutes probably, dude.
Yeah,
it was
ridiculous.
insane.
Yeah, I was like, and I ordered all this good food that I wanted.
And it was like 3.
Yeah.
It was like 3 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
like everyone must have left Barstool at the same time because they
went
like
to Sheetz
shut
'cause they're
down and
drunk.
went to Sheets.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the smart people went to Waffle House. There was like, wasn't there like a fight or something?
Someone
Didn't something happen?
lost money or something. Remember? I was about to bring that up. The one dude lost money or something, and it was weird.
Yeah, it was.
So one of the girls that worked there, Carly's like, I went to school with her. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, she's, got a good career. She's like, yeah, she used to do drugs. I'm like, well, where she works, she probably still does. I'm not judging anyone, but come on.
Where did you spend much time with Kavanaugh when you were at the sports bar?
Not really.
Yeah, dude, hang out with him sometime. He's like, dude, he's so much fun. He's like the funniest dude. He's awesome. He's like my hero. I love Ryan Kavanaugh.
He was trying to get me to hype up. He's like, here's what you need to do. You need to call someone out and start some beef with them or something. Hype up a fight.
Probably
I'm
Ethan.
I'm like, I don't do that anymore, dude. I don't need to waste my energy when we talk. If someone talks to me like that, I'll see you in the cage, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't need to waste my energy and hype anything up. People know what it is. We're fighting anyways. Like, I don't like.
But that's the thing. I see from a promotional standpoint. It's about the audience, and the audience like loves drama, right?
Yeah.
And if two guys like fictitious or not are the reality is when they're going at it verbally, like people get into it.
Yeah.
Like think about you, right?
Yeah.
When Cody Garbrandt and Dom Cruz were joust, like that was awesome. What's that?
I was thinking Mazzata. They're both Dom.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
No, when Dominic Cruz were arguing John back and forth right before that fight, like that pumped us up.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
You're right.
And so if you can create that here, like, and yes, Dom and Cody Garbrandt, like on the scale here, like the reason why that was the biggest fight ever in Pittsburgh is because they're both from here and there was like tension.
Yeah.
And not that we want that, but that
it sells. Yeah.
I don't care if it's manufactured tension, like it works.
Dude, that fight Isaac was telling us, that had Isaac saying he was from Cleveland leaving the arena.
Yes. Did you see that in the interview?
No.
He thought he was going to get jumped by these girls.
3 girls outside. They're like, "Are you from Pittsburgh?" And he's like, "I'm from Cleveland."
That's hilarious.
You know, it's got to be bad to get you to say you're from Cleveland.
Yeah,
Like that's
right.
that's rock bottom.
Things have only gotten better in Isaac's life since that.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
When you have to stoop to that level, you know.
That's terrible.
Yeah, dude. Well, man, you've got a huge fight coming up. Obviously, this is big, not just as we've talked all throughout the podcast. Your stature in the state of pro MMA in Pittsburgh is huge right now. It's at an all-time high, but 4 straight puts you in an interesting spot, I think. And we know you and Ethan are homies. You're not going to fight Ethan, but do you think about the title? Like, do you want a title shot? Because at a certain point, that's what it is, you know?
Is the title shot going to help me get to UFC, PFL, Bellator, anywhere where I'm going to, you know, and help you guys look good? And you know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, then yes, you know what I mean? I think
not against Ethan. We've
yeah.
already worn.
Yeah. Granted, like as long as it's not against Ethan, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
is that something that's a goal of yours? Like win a regional title, win a 247 title? Because I'm not going to burst anyone's bubble, and I'm not just saying this to pat us on the back, but we don't give away titles like a lot of people do.
Yeah, no, I would definitely. I'm definitely interested in it. That'd be a good, you know, feather in my cap, and then help me get to wherever, help you guys boost your stuff. So I think that's a good, you know, maybe 1 more, 2 more, and then get someone, you know, to fight for that.
Because we at one point, you and Ethan didn't train much together, and we thought that was the fight that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then while we thought that was going to happen, you two ended up training a lot together and becoming very good friends.
Yeah.
And so that fight, like, we didn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
And so we're thinking, okay, these two are going to end up fighting. Like, if he wins and he wins, like, that's probably the fight. And in the meantime, you two became like bros.
Yeah, we were BSing.
Don't become bros behind our back.
We were BSing in the back at the Meadows card, and we were just talking about it. And there's no real point for me to put a hold on his career, him to put a hold on mine. You know what I mean? We both want to see each other shine. It'd be different if we weren't, like, he didn't train at the Mad Factory, and sometimes, you know what I mean, and we didn't click and stuff. If he was from anywhere else, hell yeah, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's not. He's adopted Pittsburgh.
Sure, absolutely.
That's a good way to put it.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And he's not. I like Ethan. We'll train, and
He's a piece of trash.
I'll get him with some stuff. He'll get me with some stuff, and him being a little bit older in the game, he always got something to, you know, show me and teach me. I try to teach him anything I can, you know. But it's good.
Don't put up with his shit. I mean, it's never ending.
Yeah.
That guy.
I mean, despite the pet raccoon and his redneck accent, he's pretty smart, actually. Yeah. It's surprising.
The crazy thing is, like, he's a perfect color man. Like, he does
He's really
so
good at
well. Have you heard him do color
No.
for us? Yeah, he's done color a couple times. He's really good.
Yeah, dude, he's a
He
good
did
commentator.
Flood City Fight Night 2.
Oh yeah,
so, yeah.
I have actually.
You would think
Which
he
other
would
one
just
did
be
he
like,
do? He did another one too.
yeah, he did. He did
I
a
fought
couple.
on one.
I think he did
right?
12 at the Meadows. I think he did one at the Meadows, didn't he?
Did he
Yeah,
not do
I
the
don't
one?
know.
He did the one where I
But-
fought
but
Nazim.
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
time.
that's
when,
the one.
Because I remember hearing his voice.
Yeah.
Well, there's a time when you're like the third man, and that's not you're not asked to do as much. You're kind of chipping in here and there. But when you're the second man, like of a 2-man crew, like that's when you could tell is someone ready or not. And he's good.
Yeah, man.
Right? You would think like, hey guys, let's grab our straws and our tobacco. But he's actually, you know,
Well spoken.
I mean, he's not as hillbilly as you'd think.
Just crunching on Middlesworth. Wow, into the mic.
Hold on, let me spit my toe out.
He probably did have a Bud Light, though,
Oh, absolutely.
for sure. You got to stay lubed up in the commentary booth. I respect that. Yeah,
Did that just get said?
for sure. I know what I said.
Interesting.
I know what I said.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know where to take this now. I feel like we're at a good ending
all I know
point.
is we're lubed
We
up
just
right
said
now.
lubed up
right.
and Bud Light in the same sentence, so we can only go one place from here.
I
That's
think
ending it.
we allow him to shout out any other sponsors.
Oh,
that
yeah,
we
for
haven't
sure.
mentioned yet.
Well, first things first. I want to thank God. Second thing, I want to thank all my coaches, my family. Chris Williams, Isaac Greeley, Dave Sachs, Chris Dempsey, Matt Schaefer, all my coaches, all my training partners, my family, my mom, my dad, my grandpa. He's in a rehab home right now. He's not doing too good. And then my sponsors, Jim Shorkey, Chevy, Mogi's Bar, Peluso Barbershop, Skin Deep Tattoo. I have so many sponsors. Go Green, obviously. Come on, guys.
We did a whole segment on
I
that.
know. He gets more. Dude, trust me.
Absolutely.
He
Russ Green is the man.
He deserves it. Metal Menders. There's so much more that I'm definitely forgetting.
Is it? It's not on the back of your shirt, is it?
No, this is my brother's shirt.
Okay.
I should have wore one of them, but I won't.
Then you could just take off your shirt. And you could do. What's comma have shirtless reviews or something?
Yes,
oh my
did the
God.
shirtless reviews.
That man's a trip.
It makes me want to puke every time. I'm like, this is cringy.
Right? Dude,
I love comma, but that's cringy.
he's a character.
Oh,
I don't
for
know,
real.
Just like, I don't know.
He did have like the best post-fight interview, like when he's like, "What's up, Joe?" Dude, how he felt that at home in that moment, like that.
Yeah.
Mad props, like.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's funny. Let me hold on. I got.
I was trying to give you time, bro.
Oh,
You
case specific meal prep.
There you go.
Bro,
Yeah.
they've been like killing it for you.
I know they give me so many meals.
You're like a
and
pro actor now, dude. That video was good. I was like,
it
look
was
at Justin
alright.
go.
It
He's
was
like
alright.
acting. I
was
like
trying.
it.
It was
Yeah.
alright. You should have seen the one. The other one we had. I like hit the table and like broccoli cut and fell. It was so cool.
I want to see that.
Dude, I have so many more. MMA Tico, obviously. I said Mogies.
I'm gonna give him time. Keep thinking.
Keep thinking.
So did you notice how Chris Dempsey made this list, but he didn't make the
I noticed that right away.
That's why I thought about it.
I'm
was
like,
yeah.
Justin
Drop
for
Chris-
sure is not forgetting Dempsey twice.
Yeah, twice in one day. Oh, you're gonna learn his lesson,
Yeah.
Amy.
Right, I learned it twice.
One guillotine's enough.
Right. Anthony's towing. They always make my banner. Anthony Cannon's the man. Always looking out for me, buying tickets, making my banner every single fight. He makes every single one. I just send him the logos and he makes them.
Nice.
Sweet. That's about it for right now. If I forgot about you, I still love you. You're still on my shirt. I'm sorry.
The rehab center.
I don't get sponsored by them, but I do get
Does
treated by
Isaac-
Matt Factory. Matt Factory in the rehab center, obviously. Come on.
I'm just trying to
I
help
live
you
there
out.
basically,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
without living in the back like everyone else.
You take
But
it.
who's living at the Mad Factory currently?
Dylan Weston, Matt Schaefer, and Julian.
Nice.
Bobby Murder too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in Canada right now though.
Yeah.
So.
Are you taking advantage of the rehab center's recovery center that Isaac's been
In the
building
back?
up? Yeah.
It is awesome.
It's pretty
We'll
sick.
go back there sometimes and do Bible study back there.
Nice.
I'll put the boots on and have them pumping on my legs
Mhm.
and talking about God. It's sweet.
That's sweet, man.
Yeah, it's a good good vibe.
That's sick. Well, dude, it's been seriously an honor to watch your career grow as well. It's always cool. I think it's really rewarding whether you're, part of a promotion like us or just a fan of local MMA. It's always like the big reward when you watch a guy go through and then start putting it together as a pro. It's a cool feeling. I'm sure it feels good for you and all the people who have supported you too. So we're honored to play a part in that and help you build that next step. July 15th, brother. It's going to be a banger.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
I'm excited.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.